So I've just met Mallory York, and we're here at the Salon a la Mode. This is probably day 4 or 5 of Shelley Luther's opening up. But as I was talking with you, you talked about what is happening with the stimulus check. We talked a little bit about family court issues and stuff like that. So tell me what happened to your stimulus check.
Well, I received a letter from the state of Treasury, from the IRS, saying that they were going to intercept or take my stimulus check or the emergency check that, that was going to keep us afloat. I run a small business just like everybody else. Actually, I run a barber shop, and I had to shut my doors. And I took their little orders, they told me it's gonna last for about 2 weeks. We did it. Next thing they know, they tell us it's gonna last for another 2 weeks. We did it. Now they tell us they're gonna send another 30 days. So now I see my check coming on the 15th. I don't even get that check. They take it, they steal it. The state steal it. The family court steal it. Instead of sending it to fathers that work hard for their money and take care of their children. So now when I have my kids, I don't have no money. I don't get no stimulus check.
So it almost seems to be prejudicial and punitive of non-custodial parents. Do you agree with that? Oh,
100%. They said when you get the form, it says it's a tax. What they do, they intercept your tax refund. This is not a tax refund. This is a stimulus check. This is to hold us, to get us by during these very hard times, very economical hard times. We don't get no extra money. I work for myself, so I don't get no checks, no unemployment checks. I don't got no company come behind me saying, okay, we're gonna support you. My barbers that work for me, only thing I can do for them, I have to close the door, so they can't get no money. They can't call unemployment because they ain't gonna give them no money neither. You gotta sit up there all day long. But the main part about this is all these fathers out here are not gonna receive no stimulus checks. They get not a dime because the state steals it.
Well, the other thing I've heard as well, and you can maybe correct me about this, but for the people that are in the same position and that are remarried to somebody, so now there's a whole family involved there, even if his or her wife works, that check may be taken as well. So that a family that might get $2,400, $3,000 may have all of it confiscated by the state. And this is the only class of people that is having their checks confiscated. Is that correct?
That's correct. I mean, they can have a spouse injury that's on there on the form saying, well, the spouse is injured, so they can get half of that. But what $1,200 gonna do for anybody?
Right.
And even if you had that 12, that's just enough to feed your family. And if you want to run a business, if it's like Shelley gotta be open. And you know why? Because hers is not covered. For renters, they put something on there where they can't evict them. But if it's commercial, they can convict you. They can evict you if they want to. They can get your business right out of there.
Right.
She got 35 square hundred. That's a lot of square footage.
Right.
They charging her a lot.
Right.
Only got 1,000 square feet. And they charge, it's decent, but
Well, that's why her choice came down. Do I pay the rent on the building or my mortgage? And she had to make a choice, and she chose to keep the building open so that she could have future income potential. And like you said, I mean, the commercial and the mortgage were two different things.
Yeah, and the governor should be talking about this too. Why are they stopping these guys from getting that little stimulus check? That's a little bitty money. So they stealing that.
So we could talk about a different issue. Maybe we will a little bit right now, because the issues about child support orders that are given, they often are unjust. They often are punitive. They often, and we know that in the state of Texas, the Attorney General and his office will put people in jail when they're bankrupt because they can't pay. I just had a friend who was in jail for 6 months, and he was on the verge of filing for bankruptcy. He's out right now, but while you're in jail, those charges keep on accruing, and the state makes money. This is the problem, is that with the Title 4D funding, which should be well known, the state is profiting off of divorce and off of child support. So they have an incentive to charge you more. And then at a time like this, when you are a regular person, and I know veterans, they're our heroes. And people that are working on the front line, they're our heroes. But they owe some child support. You're just a zero. You're not a hero anymore, and we're going to take your money from you. It seems to be this whole thing in society about these child support issues, many of them completely unjustified, unwarranted, punitive for for a person who may not even want a divorce.
Right.
And you're one of the prime examples right now that your money was confiscated from you.
My money was confiscated. And what they do, they set unreasonable amounts of child support. If it was a reasonable amount, then guys wouldn't wind up paying it. But if they asked you to pay $20,000 a month, you can't pay no $20,000 a month.
Right.
And what they do, once they've set you up for that $20,000 a month, then you recur interest.
Right.
You know where the interest goes? It don't go to your children.
No.
It don't go to the old girl.
Right.
It go to them. It goes straight to their bank. Nobody know it. It pay them off.
Right.
And they create the interest so high that the guys can never recover from it.
And you're absolutely right. I was looking recently at the case of Walter Scott out of South Carolina, South Carolina, I believe, that he was in the same position. He was actually murdered. He was actually murdered when he was trying to run away from police because he'd been arrested for child support. And here he is, a father, loved his children, good person, but he just could not go to jail again. And the state of Texas does punish people. And I mean, the whole issue about child support, the child support system, is probably another topic I'd like to talk with you about further.
Yeah.
But what you're saying is that right now, during this time, you feel that you're being prejudiced against and unfairly punished.
Right.
So.
Well, they took my stimulus. I don't get nothing. So now I don't.
And you don't have, and you're not allowed to work either.
And I can't open my business.
Yeah.
So,
pay taxes, though.
and I pay taxes every year. I filed last year.
What's the name of your business, sir?
The name of my shop is called Shaving Bar Lamar.
Where's it located?
It's downtown Dallas.
And then when are you going to open?
Man, I'm gonna open when they allow it to be open up. But you know.
But you're here to support Shelley,
I'm here
obviously.
to support Shelley.
If you want to open, we'll come support you too.
Man, you know, let's be honest. You know, I'm black. I'm in Texas. I'm a man. They not gonna respond to me like they respond to Shelley. They don't come with me. They already gonna lock me up. I just be honest. They don't come to me viciously. You know, and I mean I can deal with it because I fought with them many years. And like I said, when you go back to them family courts, they came to me many times, and I beat them many times because the guys walk into these courts and they agree with them. If they do what they're doing right here and do what I did, because they tried to lock me up a couple of times.
Right.
But I'm here, they never get it because they don't. One thing the guys got to learn to do: you file for a jury trial. Never go with those judges.
There's a lot
never
of things.
Trust them.
Yeah.
And that's why they said, well, nobody filed for a jury trial. You're the first one, and I'm gonna keep on going. And that's why I'm out here to support Shelley, because I ain't going for their crap. This right here, this little. Let me honest.
Yeah.
This little stuff. This won't last.
Right.
After this is over, fathers are gonna still be dealing with this shit. Excuse me.
That's okay.
They're gonna be dealing with this stuff 10, 100 more to 50 more years later until we stop it.
Right.
If we don't stop it, if we get out here, the man got out here and finally stood up and strapped up like these dudes strapped up, they'll stop it. Because we're not gonna continue to do this. We're gonna let them keep on going, but eventually it's gonna stop. And then family courts ain't gonna exist no more.
So what I found is this, Mal, and this is my final comment, then I'll let you finish up and tell us again what your business is and so on. But and actually I kind of forgot what I was gonna say right now, the final comment. But the whole thing, about the fathers and stuff like that. It seems to be the public policy of the state, in spite of what it says, to make fathers and sometimes increasingly more mothers visitors to their children.
Yeah.
I mean, if you had an idea of presumption of 50-50 shared parenting, a rebuttable presumption, that would help to eliminate some of these fees that are taking place right now. The Attorney General, I've been to places where he or one of his representatives have spoken, and they say they are in charge of 1 million children for child support. But the reality is child support is more than a paycheck. Child support is your ability as a father to father your children, or a mother's ability as a mother to mother the children. And it is really a shame that the state of Texas looks at you as a paycheck, and if you aren't paying, or as a wallet, and if you are not paying, or if a mother is not paying, we're going to pick your pockets even further.
Yeah. I mean, as far as that's concerned, I have talked to them many times. I've been down. I know Jenkins. Jenkins knows me. What's his name? What's the other guy with him? John Wiley Pike.
Yeah.
They know me down there. I speak down to Commissioner Court all the time. And also at City Hall to the new mayor down there too. He dismissed it like it ain't nothing. But there's fathers out here that's suffering. They can't even parent their children because they stole everything from them.
Right.
So you can't even parent
It
your
is
children.
theft.
So these guys do need their money to parent their kids. I can't take my $1,700 and go use it. Instead, they took the money and give it to this girl, and they never do no background checks on these people. This girl got all type of cases on her. They never do no background check to see if she's mentally stable. And they just got my kids. They send out $1,700, and I see my kids. Their shoes all torn up. They don't have nothing. Their clothes raggedy. Their hair not done.
How are her nails?
Oh, her nails.
Fine.
Her nails. I don't know what her nails look like. To tell the truth. I don't even pay no attention no more.
Yeah.
But the honest part about this, that these fathers, they've been doing this to people. They've been doing what they doing today, stealing from people, the government getting all to people family, breaking families apart. That's how they make their money. The million kids that they taking care of, they got to also talk about the one where they get for per child, they get about $2,500 per child. You times that time $1 million to see what you had to run a corrupt system, and that they've already found to be unconstitutional.
Texas makes a lot of money, and we're talking about hundreds of millions off of child support.
But one last thing, they take it and they put it on your credit.
Yeah.
So they say this is a credit. How my kid a credit to me? It's not a credit. Then they put in your credit and destroy your credit.
They destroy your credit. You get. I know. There's a lot of things. You get thrown into jail. Now you felt.
Want Abbott talk about that?
Yeah.
Go hide on that.
Anyway, hey Mal, tell us where your business is, because there's going to be people that are going to want to come down to support you as well. As we're here for Shelley, of course, because she's taking the stand. But we want to support small businesses. We want to support people that are trying to provide for their families. And against government mandates. So tell us where your business is.
Okay, my shop is downtown Dallas on Lamar Street. It's 1210 South Lamar Street, Suite 1110. Shaving bar on Lamar. Barbershop. The same thing with the barber. Same thing with Shelley going through. We're going through. We sanitize more than anybody. We way better than Walmart. We sanitize better than these banks. We sanitize better than everybody. That's all our test is about sanitizing and staying clean.
Right.
I'm clean. I'm just coming from a workout. I always stay clean though. Y'all caught me at a bad time on my beard, but we always stay clean. We practice cleanliness. Our lifestyle is cleanliness. That's what people come to. Only time a guy like me, I'm a regular dude. Only time that guys like me touch their hair, cut their hair, that's the only time a guy will ever let a guy get that close to him.
Right.
Because they want to be groomed and clean. Hey, what's up there, old boy? So when we open up, y'all welcome to come on down. It's an excellent barbershop. We're going to stay clean. We're going to keep our little distances as much as we can. But we're going to get back to our regular life. Take care of your health. Eat right. Work out some time. You don't have to worry about all that. Look, I'm healthy. This is a Cadillac body.
Absolutely it is.
So you don't have to worry.
But keep your shirt on for us right now.
No, I ain't gonna do that. I ain't gonna do that. I give them a little something, but no, I don't know not yet. I got enough battles on my hands.
Yeah, I think if he opens his shop, he's going to be particularly targeted even more.
And I'm right down there. I'm right next to the headquarters. I'm a block from the headquarters. A block. Yeah. So Renee and them, they know us. So they welcome to come down there, and once all this stuff is over with. But like I said, this is a small little thing. These people been doing this stuff, so y'all better wake up. They've been doing this in the family courts all day long. Abbott, he know what's up.
Yeah, he was the Attorney General for a number of years before governor. He was the Texas Supreme Court. They know.
If a woman puts your name on a birth certificate, even if you're not the father, you still got to pay for that child.
So you're talking about paternity fraud now, which is a huge issue in Texas. Yeah. Well, they do the same thing here too. I've got a friend who
a woman don't even know you put your name on the birth certificate. You paying for that child.
Oh.
No, that's happening. That's absolutely true.
Anyway, let's talk about the
natural baby daddy. The name of my business is Shaving Bar on Lamar Barbershop. We're right down there on Lamar Street. We're about a block from the headquarters, police headquarters.
The police are on the side of business. I talked to many police officers.
Oh yeah.
And they're on the side of business. They think it's ridiculous. They're not trying to enforce this crap. The problem
good. That's good to hear.
The problem is, at some point, if a citizen calls and reports on someone, they have to respond.
They have to respond. Absolutely.
But that said, if you open your business and protect your rights, you will gain a loyalty of customers that will never leave you.
Amen. I can't appear from
You will
Surfside.
be standing with someone like Shelley, who's a hero, for the rest of the small businesses.
Yeah, I drove up here from Surfside to get my hair.
So can I comment on the police thing? There were police here the other day, and I talked with one of the police officers and said, you're off camera. He says, that's okay. You can put me on camera if you want to. But he said, I am a police officer. I will do my duty as a policeman. But if it comes down between doing my duty as a police officer and defending the Constitution, I will defend the Constitution.
Amen.
So you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
These police officers are on the side of the business. They've seen things. You've seen sheriffs throughout the country now saying, we're not enforcing these orders. However, Clay Jenkins, of course, can still cause harassment and other people, and they do have to, as you said. We were here when they came here the first time on Friday, and it was a very interesting conversation, but then they had to come back a second time because of Clay Jenkins. And, you know, they don't want to be enforcing the orders of tyrants. That's true.
Yeah.
Well, there's a, we will. Mel, thank you so much for your time.
Oh, yeah, man.
Do you have a card with you? Anything like that?
I made one in my car, but I was in such a rush to get out here and support Shelley. You know, I was in my workout, you know, trying to get my workout, taking advantage of this time down.
Yeah.
Is that going to be on YouTube or something?
It will be on YouTube later on today.